A Thurston County home raided and a sick plot revealed.
There was plans to kidnap children and do horrific things to them.
A couple is in custody as we learn what was hidden behind their closet wall. A deadly hit and run, and a mom who feels justice is falling short.
I don't want to ruin his life, but this is a slap on the hand.
Why the man accused of killing her son could walk free after just a few years in prison. Resisting arrest at its most absurd.
Oh my God.
See what led up to this man throwing his dog at deputies. Tonight, in the Spotlight. Well, good evening and welcome to the Spotlight. Thank you for joining us. I'm David Rose. And we begin with a shocking case out of Pierce County, where a local couple is accused of planning to kidnap young girls to use as sex slaves. Body cam video shows the arrest in Yelm of Haley Davidson and Billy Moore.
Police, search warrant, open the door!
These arrests follow a cyber tip about hundreds of uploads to Google containing child sex abuse material. Pierce County Sheriff's detectives traced the uploads to a joint Google account shared by Davidson and Moore. Once they pinpointed their address and obtained a search warrant, they say they discovered handwritten notes with instructions on how to kidnap children, something Moore even admitted to writing. Investigators say their plan was to use trazodone to drug a child so they could rape or take the child, put the victim into a storage bin inside a storage container, and keep the child for days. Documents go on to say that a note read, quote, "Drive normally to the middle of nowhere. I'll meet you there. We'll put her in my car. You jump into normal clothes, act normal, or take her to the shop. Make sure she is knocked out the whole time," end quote. Deputies say they found 8 bottles of trazodone, which neither of the suspects had been prescribed. Both of them appeared in court on charges of attempted kidnapping in the first degree, attempted child molestation in the first degree, and 9 counts of possession of child porn. Detectives say Davidson told them that Moore was actively stalking 2 families with children that he had talked about kidnapping. Detectives have reached out to those families. She said they even took a road trip to Wisconsin 2 years ago to try to find a specific family that he was obsessed with. Detectives believe it was only a matter of time until a young child was victimized.
Some of the communication that was located, found, and some of the evidence shows that they have been communicating with local children and families in our community.
Inside the couple's bedroom closet, detectives say they found a panel in the wall that led to a hidden void with what appeared to be a shrine dedicated to child sex abuse material. The contents included artwork depicting nude children, children's clothing, handcuffs, and a female child doll. Detectives also found videos taken under a bathroom stall as girls changed into swimsuits with visible arm tattoos matching those on Haley Rose Davidson. Both Davidson and William Moore are being held in jail on $2.5 million bond. The grieving mother of a hit-and-run victim in Ballard is outraged with our state sentencing guidelines, and she's planning to push for change. She says her son's accused killer could get less than 3.5 years in prison if convicted because he's a first-time offender. She was in court for the 19-year-old suspect's arraignment for felony hit-and-run.
It's been 292 grueling days for us.
With her 2 daughters and husband looking on in tears, Sue Ward addressed the suspect in court, accused of hitting Richard Ole Ward with his truck and speeding away. 19-year-old David Ariano Tapia entered a plea of not guilty.
You, Mr. Tapia, are responsible and you know it. You did not call 911 by law.
She described Ward's last moments for the court.
My son was hit and his shoes were knocked off his feet and found 10 feet away. His body was catapulted 60 to 70 feet in the air. While Mr. Tapia sped away, Ole was screaming and pleading for help.
The 39-year-old was crossing 15th Avenue and Northwest Market Street on February 1st when he was hit.
I wonder what Ole's short last words were and thoughts. Did he know he was going to die?
Surveillance video showed the impact and gave Seattle police an image of the suspect's GMC truck. On March 20th, we shared it with our viewers, and I posted Crime Stoppers flyers near the scene offering a $5,000 reward.
Hope that sticks.
On March 26th, Seattle detective James Bullowa says a tip came in from Crash Champions in Auburn after employees recognized the vehicle that had been brought in for repair. It was missing a G on the front grille, the same one detectives found at the scene. Tapia had told the shop he struck a pole. Police say evidence shows a much different story. This photo shows the damage that was done by the impact of Ward's body. When Tapia showed up to get his truck, police were waiting with a search warrant to seize it and his cell phone.
Noting for the court that the defendant's cell phone also corroborated that he was the individual driving the truck that evening and also appeared to be the sole occupant according to numerous selfie photos.
Detectives say selfies that Tapia took, text messages, and cell phone data detailed his movements that night. Police say the 19-year-old first made a stop at Zips in Soto to buy marijuana using a fake ID. The truck showed no damage. In the video inside the store, he's wearing a brown jacket, the same jacket he was wearing when he took selfies 2 hours later in Ballard, where police say his Snapchat location placed him at the Kangaroo and Kiwi Bar. Detectives also found a photo taken at 10 p.m. that night that they say shows him holding a Mike's Hard Lemonade while sitting behind the wheel. Prosecutors believe he was drunk and high when he hit Ole at 1:20 a.m.
I hate calling it an accident. I call it a killing.
Judge Tanya Thorpe ruled that Tapia can remain free on $50,000 bail while he awaits trial. He has no criminal history.
Tough.
Infuriating.
And extremely tough for my husband.
Sue says she is already working with other mothers of victims to urge the legislature to strengthen the penalties for hit-and-run deaths involving first-time offenders. Prosecutors told her to expect a sentence of 41 months or less if Tapia is convicted.
I'll put my energies there, and I know Ole would be proud of me for doing that for him.
And Sue says she is coordinating with Crime Stoppers to make sure that the employees at Crash Champion get the cash reward she put up to solve the case. Tapia's trial has been set for February 19th. The Department of Corrections is asking for your help tonight to track down a level 3 sex offender. This is 23-year-old Eli Volsey. He's on supervision in King County for rape in the 3rd degree. DOC officers say he cut off his GPS ankle monitor on October 25th. Before he disabled it, the tracker showed he was near the Burien Transit Center. Officers believe he may have fled to the Wenatchee area. Volsey is 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighs 128 pounds. He has tattoos on his right forearm of a rose, tombstone, angel, and 3 doves. His left ear is pierced. He might be going by the names Eli Gibbons or Elijah Gonzalez. If you spot him, call 911. If you know where to find him, Crime Stoppers will pay you a cash reward of up to $1,000 for information that leads to his arrest. A local mother is seeking justice in her daughter's murder, and she hopes a boosted reward will lead to answers and an arrest. Mallory Barber was last seen alive, leaving her home in Bothell back on June 24th. Her remains were found several months later in Mason County. The Spotlight's Shira Matsuzawa spoke with Mallory's mother, who is desperate to find her daughter's killer.
Standing at the park where Denise Barber used to bring her daughter Mallory, it's bittersweet.
It's good that it does hold memories, but it's painful.
Denise is reminded of the times when she and Mallory would feed the ducks at the end of the dock.
The first day of school, that was kind of our tradition.
And when Mallory was younger.
She would be on there enjoying running around, playing on that playground equipment, meeting other kids.
The playground, still here. But sadly, her daughter is not. On September 15th, the Mason County Sheriff's Office found the 27-year-old's body in the woods near State Route 3 and Pickering Road, about 120 miles away from her home in Bothell. She was last seen alive, leaving her home on June 24th.
It's stressful. I feel like I'm still in a fog.
Denise says it's scary and frustrating because her daughter's killer is still out there.
We're working against the clock now, so when every day goes by, it's another day that in this case we have not found the murderer.
She's also concerned that whoever is behind her daughter's murder could do this again, which is why she's now increased the reward to $6,000 for any information that leads to an arrest. Until that happens, Denise says she's left missing her daughter, especially the potential of what could have been.
Just knowing that she had a life that would be enriched, that she would be happy and be able to work in our community, have a partner, maybe even grandkids, maybe.
And now that's been taken away.
She was a great person. She doesn't deserve this. She did nothing wrong, and she was just in a bad place at a bad time.
For the Spotlight, I'm Shira Matsuzawa.
An update now on the investigation. Mason County Sheriff's detectives are asking for any surveillance video captured by homes, businesses, or vehicles along this route between June 25th and June 28th. The route runs from the Bremerton Ferry Terminal to Shelton along SR 304 and SR 3. If you have any video, please contact the Mason County Sheriff's Office. Again, the reward in this case is now $6,000 cash. If you have any information on who killed Mallory Barber, submit an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. Call 1-800-222-TIPS or use the P3 Tips app.
Son, get down! Quit doing that!
All right, here's what we're going to do, Brett. You're going to go in handcuffs so we'll figure out who you are. Okay, so turn around for me.
Oh my God!
Body cam video shows the moment a suspect hurled a dog at Pierce County Sheriff's deputies. It all started with a routine check of a homeless encampment that had recently been cleared. But when deputies returned, they confronted a new camper.
Police, we know you're in there. Come on out for it.
Let's go!
A case of trespassing in the woods off Portland Avenue, north of Parkland.
You got any warrants for your arrest? No, man.
That was a lie, and it wouldn't be the last. Deputies say the man who emerged from a tent with his dog gave them several fake names.
You're wasting a lot of our time by lying to us.
You're right. You're right. I did. I wasted time.
A 20-minute conversation with drug use among the topics.
Are you injecting clear or just smoke it?
I smoke it, brother. I just smoke it, man.
But when deputies told the man he was being detained, things took a surprising turn.
All right, here's what we're going to do, Brett. You're going to go in handcuffs so we'll figure out who you are. Okay, so turn around for me.
Oh my God! Stop!
Okay. Put your hands on your back.
Okay.
Hand. Put your
Give me your arm, Brett. Give me your left arm. Put it behind your back. Hey, you're gonna get tased. Hey. I got the left arm.
The dog that was thrown at deputies was not hurt. The suspect was put into cuffs after a long scuffle, and he did end up getting tased. A fingerprint scanner would later reveal his real name and his felony warrants out of Arizona and Ohio, and more warrants out of Olympia. So who is he? His name is Van Willis Smith. He's facing a long list of new charges, including felony harassment, 3 counts of third-degree assault, attempting to disarm a law enforcement officer, and criminal trespassing. He's being held on $50,000 bail. Up next in the Spotlight, a mother and daughter murdered on a Snohomish County trail. We travel into the Snohomish County wilderness, haunted by this cold case mystery. 10 days after Bremerton police put out a bulletin asking for the public's help to find a fugitive wanted for rape of a child, he was caught in Renton. And now we're seeing how King County Sheriff's deputies used their drone to assist in his arrest.
Henry 31 UAS is in the air.
As King County's unmanned aircraft system monitored the scene down below, patrol deputies, the TAC 30 SWAT team, and a canine started moving in.
Canine set.
We're pulling up to the house here.
They were taking no chances that Ricky Hogg could get away. He knew he had a felony warrant, but refused to surrender.
We got eyes on him. He just walked back into the house.
Hey, Ricky! Come here, Ricky! Come here. Hands up. Hands up. When you're ready. Yeah. Right.
Hogg told deputies he wanted to get his notebook.
Hey, can I bring that with me, please? Yep.
Just let me know about
Hey, we have the suspect here. We're taking him into custody.
Yeah, I was just going to get that so I could bring it with me.
A guy in the house where he was hiding wanted to know why Hogg was being arrested.
He's got a big warrant.
He was wanted in Kidnap County for rape of a child, first degree.
All 38, we're coming out front with the suspect. Get a transport Parker.
David 35 to 1 George. Frank 5 said he'll take him. Anything in your pockets? Nothing?
Hogg was handed over to Kitsap County deputies who hauled him off to jail. He's being held on $500,000 bail.
Car 3-1 to units on this. Nice job, everybody.
His alleged victim is a young girl. Hogg was just recently released from prison after serving a 13-year sentence for assaulting a child. If he's convicted, the 41-year-old is now facing life in prison. It's a haunting mystery in Snohomish County, and it started with an ordinary hike. A mother and daughter found murdered on a trail almost 20 years ago. The Spotlight's Lauren Donovan retraced their steps with cold case detectives.
I think often of how much I've lost
A grieving man reads from the poem he wrote 19 years ago. David Stodden sits on a mossy stump in the same very clearing where his beloved wife Mary and daughter Susanna were slain.
How can two women be out hiking on a nice day in July, which thousands of people do every summer in the Northwest, and be executed?
Bloodshed still haunts this pristine alpine wilderness. Their killer has never been found.
Where is the assurance that everything is being done and that the trails are once again safe?
It was a regular Tuesday. They were off for a hike off the Mountain Loop Highway, a mother and daughter on this very trail, when the unthinkable happens.
Who would think in their wildest dreams or nightmares that going on a midweek hike here would result in your death?
Snohomish County Detective Dave Bilyeu believes the murder here on the Pinnacle Lake Trail was random.
Salt of the earth people, no known enemies. They're miles away from their home in Seattle. Why wouldn't that stick out to investigators?
That's why he plucked this haunting tale from the county's more than 100 outstanding cold cases.
I want to put the pieces of this puzzle together and bring some answers to the family and the community, and then hopefully put somebody into prison.
So too is determined David. Spreading the word, sharing their story since 2006.
I came out here with a couple detectives today to, because I haven't been up here in 3 or 4 years.
Could retracing their steps with Detective Bilyeu revive this nearly 2 decades old cold case?
It's hard to believe what happened when you look at what's around here.
Trudging past towering Douglas firs, rounding switchbacks.
When do we start going up the hill? Pretty soon?
David leads the pack, his dear friend in tow, and in the rear are 2 sheriff's deputies in full tactical gear.
There were at least 4 parties on the trail that day with Susanna and Mary.
Some of those hikers came across their bodies in a clearing near the trail's end, and that is where we all are headed.
I mean, I think it's probably somebody who knew the area.
David believes whoever's responsible blazed their own trail, avoiding others hiking up to Pinnacle Lake.
The really good man trackers couldn't figure it out, so I guess if I killed 2 people up here, I might try to find a different way out.
After spending years as a person of interest, David is no longer under suspicion after completing numerous polygraph tests in 2018. His name's been cleared, but his mind is not. Recalling the immediate aftermath like it was yesterday.
You know, I traveled the world and climbed high mountains. I mean, I kind of distracted myself a lot. But I suppose you can only do that for so long.
He's turned to poetry as a means of coping.
You know, as I realize I can't climb every mountain and run every marathon, I'm doing that more.
By the time we reach the clearing, David doesn't hesitate.
Trees and mountains. Bullet enters this lobe and lodges in this lobe. I read the words over and over and try not to let myself feel the terror.
Reliving his worst memories in the hopes that someone out there can recall theirs.
I think coming up here is therapy for him. You saw the tears on his face earlier. It's still very raw.
For the Spotlight, I'm Lauren Donovan.
Up next, a senior citizen scammed out of $90,000. We have the warning out of Snohomish County, a few simple steps to avoid falling victim. The city of Mount Lake Terrace is warning the community about a contractor scam that's targeting senior citizens. As the Spotlight's Frankie Thompson reports, there are at least 2 recent cases where the scammers got away with large sums of money.
Home renovations can be very expensive, so when a contractor comes along offering a discount to save money, it can be tempting.
Saying things like, oh, we'd like to inspect the roof for free or clean your roof for free, and then finding some problems that may or may not exist, and then going from there. Going from a low cost or free service to eventually asking for more and more money.
More money for shoddy work that never gets done because it's all a scam.
And of course, they're hitting the most vulnerable population.
Laura Stevenson with the city of Montlake Terrace says contract scammers are targeting senior citizens in the community. One homeowner thought they were getting a deal on their roof repair costs when in reality, it was the thieves intentionally stealing from the elderly.
One victim, from what I've heard, lost $90,000. Another victim lost $20,000 in pursuit of $120,000.
Similar contractor scams have been reported more and more lately in the Seattle Metro.
If you keep paying money and work isn't being done, you got to look for those red flags right out of the gate.
Fisher, a legitimate company, has built its reputation on customer service. Manager Ben Miller says it's important to always research a contractor and ask questions first.
It does cost more to do things the right way. And so I think my advice to homeowners would be really think twice before you go based on price alone. And just make sure to look up the contractor. Do they have reviews online? Have you heard of them before? You know, are they reputable?
Stevenson says a few simple steps can protect more people from falling victim. The city advises its neighbors to get at least 3 bids before making your final decision on a contractor. Confirm the potential contractor has an active license with Labor and Industries before signing a contract. And you or your contractor must get the correct permit before work begins.
And if there's ever any question about whether or not this is legitimate or not, have somebody else take a look at it. Somebody that you trust. Say, does this pass the sniff test? Does this look right to you? Because sometimes it takes as little as a Google search to find, oh, this is a scam and it's common.
For the Spotlight, I'm Frankie Thompson.
The city of Montlake Terrace is helping the victims in these cases secure legitimate contractors to repair the damage to their homes. Well, it's about to be the holidays. 'Tis the season for thieving. So until next time, I'm David Rose. Please stay safe.